HBO has been attacked by a group of malicious individuals who are basically requesting a ransom of $250,000 worth of Bitcoin. Actually, no, that's probably what they're going to get, possibly. They requested $6 million. Even more. Can you believe that? Anyways, my name is Mike, or Kubero. Welcome to the channel. This is interesting because this is kind of rare, although it's starting to get a little bit popular. I don't know, it's not good whenever this stuff comes out, because then the average Joe who's watching this is like, see, I knew Bitcoin was a shady little thing to do with criminals and the heck is making noise in my kitchen? There's like weird stuff going, I don't know, anyways. The attackers are hiding in my kitchen. Okay, so this is what happened. A couple days ago, HBO got this nice little video that was a couple minutes long, and pretty much it had a script. It was black and white text, which was just scrolling through it, and it was horrible English, so I don't want to say it the stereotypical Russian hacker, but I mean, the grammar was so bad. You just know that these guys aren't from America, probably not even from North America. They're I'm guessing Central Eastern Europe, Central or somewhere around there. And they're pretty much going like, yo, we stole everything. We got your data, we got your scripts, which that's important. We're gonna leak the scripts, we're gonna leak the cast members, we're gonna leak everything about Game of Thrones Season 7. So that's the most important bit there, because if Game of Thrones Season 7, you know, if there's spoilers and all this stuff coming out, not only does that mess with Season 7, but that could hinder efforts for Season 8. And not only that, but competitors pretty much look at that and they're like, oh, okay, so yeah, this is what you were doing. Also, there's like everything from mutual agreements to IT stuff to like stuff about HBO itself and their employees and contracts and all that. So it's like the competitor, you know, there's a lot of very valuable information that if it gets into the wrong hands, yikes, we're not sure what could happen. This is similar and akin to the Netflix attacks, to the Sony attacks, which we still, maybe Kim Jong-un did that, I don't know. That was really weird. Do you guys remember that? That was just like, they took millions of people's data. It was crazy. And then Yahoo had their own little thing, which Yahoo's price kind of fell after that. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of companies out there that have lost a bunch of really important data. So anyways, the attackers here are like, yeah, we really don't care how you're going to get the money. We want $6 million worth of Bitcoin, which technically now is like 7. Some people are reporting 7, but that's probably due to the Bitcoin's price increase. They wanted that much because they're like, you know, it took us 6 months of trying to figure everything out. Yeah, you hid the scripts well, you hid some certain things here. It took us 6 months of work. We usually make $12 to $15 million a year. Blah, blah, blah. They got their ego boosted and they're like, yeah, so we're gonna do this and that and blah, blah, blah. We've already attacked like 17 companies and there was 3 that didn't comply, and out of those 3, 2 of them don't really exist anymore. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. These guys probably don't think they're ever going to get caught, and they're actually going to get paid a decent amount of money. So HBO came out and said, you know what, we're going to pay you $250,000, not $6 million, $250,000 in Bitcoin, and, you know, it'll be spread out over a week. It's for the bug bounty program. They're making sure not to say ransom, but it's buying them time pretty much. Now, it's interesting. I'm curious whether these attackers left behind any footprints. I mean, they sound pretty professional, but even if they did get the Bitcoin, let's say to one wallet or multiple wallets, then the Bitcoin would be traced by well, okay, a lot of government bodies would be looking at that, and companies would be just staring and trying to figure out where it goes next. So a couple months ago, there was the Britain $80,000 worth of Bitcoin or whatever, and as soon as that $80,000 was actually transferred, but it wasn't like a government body or company, so it was just a bunch of people who had no idea what Bitcoin was. They were sending like $300 worth or whatever, and eventually kind of collected. And oh wow, I just realized that the $80,000 worth is now like 6 figures. Anyways, the attackers just left it in there. They probably didn't know exactly how to kind of clean it. By the way, cleaning it does take a little bit of effort. However, you know, if you make a Monero wallet, and the trouble is getting it into Monero without any traces, because you have to exchange it somehow. But you'd have to go through an exchange such as like Bitcoin, which Bitcoin was super well known for. Yeah, that's why they're under, because they really liked laundering certain things. They really liked squeaky clean bills. I don't think Bitcoin is coming back. I mean, they did say That's an interesting story. Anyways, so the attackers, the last thing I'm going to mention about this, they said that they came up with the number because, the $100 million budget, there was like $5 million spent on $7 million spent on advertising, $5 million spent on like market research. And yeah, in Hollywood, they do spend millions and millions of dollars on stuff that some of it is like not that important, but it's overpriced. Hey, welcome. That's how it works over there. Anyways, so most likely what's going to happen is the attackers aren't going to get their $250,000 worth of Bitcoin. But if they do, then that's going to set something which is not too good for the Bitcoin world in general. So it's not going to be that big of an impact. However, it does go down in history as one of those cases that, yes, it worked. And then other individuals might be inspired by these guys and by these attacks, and they're going to target other companies. And it's just not good when the average Joe associates Bitcoin with ransoms, with cyber attacks, with companies going under and being threatened and ransoms, and just, it's not what a cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin, there's a whole argument of whether it's a cryptocurrency, of whether it's a commodity or an asset of value that eventually will be turned into a currency, just like fiat currency. However, it's going to be standing on its own ground. It's going to be more powerful than gold, silver, platinum, all that stuff. But whenever stuff like this comes out, it's a little bit, yeah, okay, sure, Bitcoin is used for naughty stuff. And it does have some, not the best associations sometimes. A large majority of people out there still think that Bitcoin's anonymous. And technically, yes. Most likely these guys are, I don't know, they seem pretty professional if they're not lying about, earning 12 to 15 million bucks. I mean, hey. No, but the only thing that kind of surprised me about their letter was that it was really unprofessional. Like, if you're going to be threatening a company for millions of dollars, you should at least try to make sure that the English is well written and that you're not swearing inside of it and that it's written correctly. Like, they're laughing. The attackers are laughing at just society and corporations and the FBI, the government. Oh, yes. They're sitting on this mighty high hill over here and they're just going to crash. If there's anything to be learned from this, though, it's that one of the most important things out there is security. So if you're making a lot of money, if you have a brand, if you have a company, whatever it is, always invest some money in security. Be a little bit skeptical. Be a little bit paranoid. Try and have good passwords, two-step verification on, a SWAT team at the ready so you're able to call, dial 1, and boom, they're here. It's funny how the attackers labeled themselves as white hats. So for those of you who aren't familiar with those terms, there's white hat and black hat. White hat are the good guys. They're the guys who, it's like the bug bounty program. They discover weird cracks in websites and security systems, and they get paid rewards sometimes, and that's cool. And usually it's with the company's knowledge. The black hat stuff is kind of against terms and policies in certain countries' legal systems, let's just say that. And these guys are definitely not the good guys. I mean, they're threatening with exposing executive emails. They're laughing at it. It's just, it's a short-term firework to the guys out there. It's both impressive, but also, gosh, I'd be paranoid as heck if I was one of those individuals. But, some people think they're safe. And I'm kind of curious, like, what level of OPSEC do you need to be, like... By the way, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I do have another channel with 26,000 subscribers. Thank you, by the way, for that. That is amazing. You guys seriously rule. Like, we have a network of over 30,000 subscribers now. That seems kind of cool. And we do go a little bit more in depth with OPSEC and the other uses of Bitcoin. But anyways, that's today's video. My name is Mike. What do you think HBO should do? And if you were in the position of one of the executives out there, what would your plan be? Would you pay the $250,000? Would you try working with the FBI? I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're working with government and police and stuff like this. But, if it's in Europe or wherever these guys are, it is difficult to trace. However, eventually one of the sides does mess up, and that's when you get them. Would you risk the fact that, your moneymaker, Game of Thrones Season 7, all the scripts, everything's going to be leaked? Like, worst case scenario, what does happen? I mean, is it worth the millions of dollars that they're going to lose anyways? And even if they do pay, what if the attackers release it anyways. At that point, they lose the money and the reputation goes down. So it's like, what would you do? What would you do? Me personally, I wouldn't pay. Nah, I would not risk that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we shall see you guys tomorrow. Bye! Also, sorry about these being annoying and hitting each other, but